Yo, it's your boy Mac Mall back with another episode of Not the Shop Podcast / Date Night. First off, I want to say, man, y'all hit them sub buttons, man. Hit the like, man. Make sure y'all support my channel, man. Cash App will be in the description. Man, make sure y'all support my channel, man. We on our way to 20,000 subs. Before we get the episode started, I just want to apologize for not giving y'all no content in the last week. I went on vacation. I was in the Dominican Republic enjoying myself. So I haven't put no content out since last week. And I want to apologize for that first. We will be back on track starting today. And I just want to say thank y'all for everybody that supported my channel. And I want to say rest in peace to the young lady yesterday that passed away on the boat last night. Chicago got a big event. What is it? Black Yacht Weekend?
Yeah,
Black Yacht Weekend. Yeah, we had a young lady who's a hairdresser. She passed away. She's also friends with Kanika Jenkins. If y'all don't know who Kanika is, she's a young lady that passed away a few years back, maybe 2017, 2018. Had a similar unfortunate incident in the hotel. And it's very unfortunate. So I want to give prayers and condolences out to her family and everybody who's associated with her. And we're going to stand up. So without further ado, how you doing? We got Robin in the building.
Hello.
And I wanted to do this right. I wanted to have a one-on-one with Robin, right? Because Robin is real controversial out here, right? And so she kind of like boils a lot of blood when we get on this goddamn podcast. And I got the emails and I see what y'all saying. Y'all want to see more of Robin. So I wanted to sit Robin down and do a one-on-one with her on date night instead of an interview. So we're going to get into some good questions today. And man, it is what it is. It's hot as shit outside today.
Yeah, I'm controversial.
Yeah, they say you very controversial. It's your mouth for them. What you got to say about that?
I don't care. What you got a mouth for? To talk?
I'm just saying,
God gave me a mouth and a whole lot of sense. So sorry for y'all.
Man, that's crazy. So I want to get into this conversation about like when we talk about men with boundaries and standards, right? So I want to ask you this, right? So as a man, so you in a dating market, right? And you meet a man and he comes to you, and we're talking about a man he knows what he wants, he's serious, he sees you, and he say, okay, this is the one I want to be with, right? And he comes to you and he say, okay, baby, I want to be with you, but in order, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect you, I'm going to provide for you, I'm going to support you, I'm going to be there emotionally for you, I'm going to be everything that you need me to be, right? But in exchange for that, I'm going to need you to go to the gym every day. I'm going to need you to keep your figure right. I'm going to need you to fix your attitude, and I'm going to need you to not do certain things that I don't approve of. Can you do that?
Fix my attitude?
Yeah.
Why would he do all of this for somebody who he doesn't like their attitude?
No, I don't mean like that, because what you have to understand is when you meet somebody, nobody is a finished product, right? And we all need work, right? So he's not going to find a perfect person, but he's telling you, I'm willing to do X, Y, and Z. Are you willing to sacrifice and do X, Y, Z for me if I'm bringing this to the table? And this is a man that really wants to have a future with you. Can you say, you know what? Yes, I will. Amazing. Dun, dun, dun. Uh-oh.
I mean, to a certain extent, what is the problem? You know, if you want to do all of these things, what is it? Is fix your attitude? Like, what's with the attitude? And then what certain things are you talking about?
I just told you what I was talking about. I told you, like,
you
whatever
saying,
thing.
Don't do whatever.
Like,
So
if he say certain things like this, I don't like the way you dress. I want you to dress more modest. Things like that. Or more submissiveness with the attitude. When I tell you to do certain things, are you going to give me backlash, or you just going to do it? Because I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm going to do everything that you want me to do. So obviously not, because you ain't said no or yes.
I'm going to tell you this. You ain't my daddy.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, let's start there. You ain't my daddy. I was already raised. I'm a grown ass woman. So, with that being said, maybe you should find somebody that maybe fits that criteria. Because I don't want nobody coming to me to date me and like, yeah, we all flaws, and no, you ain't gonna. I don't. The whole attitude thing. I don't know if I have an attitude that you don't like, or maybe a disposition, maybe something you don't like. I mean, okay, fine. Maybe I can tone it down, but sometimes that's just like your personality. People don't, think that it's the attitude, but it may just be your personality. But no, don't come telling me, don't give me a list of things I need to fix about me, because you don't like me then. If if I dress in a way that you don't like, or whatever the case may be, and it makes you uncomfortable and you want me to, okay, then, yeah, that's fine.
But the attitude is out the door, is what you're saying. You're going to be robbing.
I'm not going to conform to, like, what do you mean when you say attitude? I know how to be, submissive to a man that, brings that to the table. I have no problem with that. But what do you mean attitude? The reason why I say that,
I'm
lost on the attitude.
The reason why I say that is because every time I see, and this is just from personal experiences, every time I see a woman and they post the shit all the time, every time they break up out of fucking relationship, they start posting self-reflection, right? And all those things that I just said that a man will ask you to do, you don't want to do it, but a woman, when she ain't got a man asking her to do it, she'll do it. She'll say, when she get out of a relationship, I'm going to get my body together. They start going to the gym. The bitch start eating fruit and shit. Then she want to start reading the Bible. She want to get her mind and spiritual and body and all this shit together. But if a man tell you to do that, you won't do it, but you'll do it for yourself.
Because what's wrong with self-care? What's wrong with doing things for you? See, that's the problem. You have to get in a relationship as whole as you possibly can, because when you come into a situation and somebody is looking for every little thing, you find yourself trying to conform to this imaginary person that they didn't build.
That's not true.
They have to accept you and help you grow from into this person that they want you to be. But telling somebody to change something for you that you don't like them, then if that's not true,
because you don't believe that if you find a husband you have to change to be a better wife for him. You don't understand it?
Yeah.
Because it seems like you're saying you want to be a better person for you. When you in a relationship, you have to be a better woman for him. So the things that he like, that's what you have to become if you want to keep this man. A man that's going to pay all the bills and do all this shit.
Regardless if he do that or not, that's true. You want to, but changing who you are to conform to what somebody else wants, no, you still have to remain yourself. You still have to be you. Like, I couldn't date a man that would just tell me to, just be quiet and let me do. No, this is in a situation like that, you want a partner, maybe.
But we are not partners, though. I'm the head of the household, and you might help me. We're not partners.
Yeah, but you are you will be my partner. Yes, because I'm not gonna sit and just let whatever part that I handle that's the part I handle. But I'm as a wife, or people who have their relationships, a girlfriend, whatever the case is, we are partners in life.
We're not partners.
Yes,
you might help me. We're not partners, because when women throw their partner shit out, that's symbolically saying, nigga, I'm equal to you. That's what women think. This partnership, we're not partners.
We're partners.
I'm the head and you're the follower. We're not partners.
We're partners.
No, we're not.
Yeah, I said so.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. And this is the mind state of the modern woman, thinking we're partners. We're not partners.
I mean, nigga, it ain't 1950. So
you don't know one kingdom that had two kings.
I mean, where's the kingdom?
With the man. And this is why you're supposed to be his helpmeet. You're
be
supposed to help a man get to where he needs to be and reap the benefits. You can be a partner
and know your place and still have a voice. I don't know where these women at that you know or that you know feel the need to. Sorry, ladies. To you know, if you don't agree, you don't agree. But I'm not conforming to somebody else, because that nigga get up and leave you.
Amazing.
That nigga will get up.
So you going in with the mind state of it ain't gonna work.
No, I'm not going in with the mind state it ain't work. I just said I know how to be submissive to a man who, you know, has earned me to be submissive to and proven himself that I can be that to him, and where he will, you know, be that person. But also there are people, the modern man ain't out here not doing him.
Well, I mean, if you consider yourself a partner, then that means you paying half on the bills.
Maybe not in my situation.
No, but you're my partner.
No,
if you're my partner, me and my partner make business moves together. So we're equally responsible for the baggage that we accumulate.
And maybe
so that's a partner.
Maybe in this partnership, I don't have to.
That's not a partnership.
By your definition.
A partnership is two people making something happen together. Equally. Equal responsibilities. That's a partner. When you have a leader and a follower,
why do somebody got to just follow you?
You're supposed to follow your man. Don't you want? Ain't he that leader, the head of the household?
Yeah.
Right. So who is the head of anything that follows anybody?
But at the end of the day, you're saying it like the woman just had, like you looking for a relationship like maybe your grandma had back in the day.
Well, y'all looking for them same men to pay all the goddamn bills. So how is it that we got to accept y'all turning into niggas? If you want to be a nigga and you want to be a partner, come with your half.
Take care of their house. It's men that take care of their home, and they woman make her money and do her part. What he said.
Right.
So it's relationships.
It's nothing wrong with it's nothing wrong with you making your money. That's not the point I'm saying. The point I'm saying is going into a relationship thinking y'all partners is the wrong mind state. Okay, partners is not because I'm just going off the definition. I mean, when you're a partner, y'all equally responsible for the things that y'all accumulate.
And at the end of the day, if you divorce, don't most people want half of whatever?
Right, you deserve half if you help build the shit. So if you help build the shit, I absolutely believe you.
You and your partner are building a life together.
Right, but
like even if you pay all the bills and she, takes care of the kids and the home and
that's not being a partner. He's being a man and she's being a woman. That's not being a partner.
But I'm only talking about men and women. So what are you talking about?
Because I'm saying if he's doing the protecting, the providing, and all that. Okay, he's just playing the man's role and he's being the leader of his household. If she's contributing to the house and doing all that, she's just being a woman. They're playing their roles. There's not partners. No, they're following a cycle of how it's supposed to be. God, man, woman, child. God, man, woman, child. That's the way it's supposed to be. But when you call yourself a partner, that means we both paying bills. We both washing dishes. We both cleaning the house. That's what a partner is.
But what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to women, when women get it in their mind that they're a partner, they start telling you what the fuck to do instead of listening to what the fuck I'm telling you.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
You need a child. You don't want a woman. You want a child.
No, y'all want daddies.
Hell fuck no.
You do.
We don't even let y'all half-ass tell us nothing because y'all don't be knowing nothing.
No, y'all want daddies. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Looking for a daddy. I had
y'all
a
want daddies.
And my daddy dead.
Right.
And my daddy raised me very much well.
Right. And wouldn't you want a man like him?
No.
You don't want a man like your daddy?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't.
Why do you don't want a man like your dad? If he's this great man, why the fuck you don't want?
My daddy was a great man.
Okay, so why do you don't want a man like your daddy?
I don't want no man like my daddy.
Why not? I don't see. This is why
I'm not looking to date nobody that was my daddy. I got my own type of man that I want. He don't
you saying your daddy was a good man. I ain't talking about the aesthetics or how he looked or no shit like that. I'm saying you had a good father.
Yeah, I did.
Right, so you want a man like your father.
I would want a good man, but he ain't got to be like my daddy.
Hold on, I'm kind of lost here. I just said your daddy was a good man.
My daddy was a good man.
Okay, you want a good man.
Yeah.
So why would you want a good man like your daddy?
He don't have to be like my daddy.
Not aesthetically. I ain't saying like how we look or.
I'm not talking about looks either.
So what's the difference between a good man and a good man? I don't get it.
What I consider a good man might not be the good man that my daddy was. You know what I'm saying?
But you said he was a good daddy.
He is a good daddy. He was a good daddy.
God damn, I'm lost here. Help me figure this shit
lost?
out. Cause like, okay, so if I say,
hold on. My father was a very good father.
Okay.
And he was a good man. He had he was a very good person.
Right.
Okay. I wouldn't mind having a man that was a very good person.
So you want a guy like your daddy?
Man, but he does not have to be like my father.
I don't mean like certain things are different. I'm saying just overall a good man. I'm not pointing out he might do this and he might do that different. I'm saying overall you want a good man.
Who wouldn't want a good man?
Right.
But
so you want a man like your daddy?
Be like my father. No, he don't have to be a good man like my father.
I don't get it. So
don't.
Point I'm trying to make is this, right? When you get married, your daddy walk you down the aisle and give you to the man, which means that all the shit that I did for her, now you got to do it. So yeah, I am your fucking daddy. That what that mean?
You wouldn't be my damn daddy.
I'm just saying, if your daddy hands you over to me, all the responsibilities that he had, I have to take over. So yes.
No, because you're doing You're taking over, and he's trusting you that you would take care of her.
No. He's trusting me to do what he would do.
He is still her father. You will never take the place of her father. Just because you're doing what you're supposed to do as a man, you ain't her daddy.
If she's my wife, I am taking the place of her daddy. What do you mean?
No,
if I'm her husband,
her daddy ain't fucking on her.
And that makes me a higher standard because I'm doing the same shit her daddy doing, and I'm fucking her.
Yeah, because
so I'm before your daddy. I'm before your daddy.
Not her daddy.
I'm before your daddy.
But you ain't her daddy.
When he hands her over, daddy is no longer in the picture.
And her daddy is still over there.
Daddy, this is my family now.
And her daddy is still over there.
Daddy, this is my family now.
But you ain't her daddy.
You can take your sorry ass back to your wife.
Boy, you gonna call her sorry?
And
take
daddy.
Boy.
Go now. You free, daddy.
I don't know what one
daddy,
of this
you
is
free
that would allow
to
you to
focus.
Do all of this, but
no, daddy.
God bless your ministry.
Hold on, no, listen to me, daddy. You are free to focus on your wife now.
Call her daddy names?
No, I'm just talking shit, but I'm just saying in general. Daddy, now you can focus on your wife and your family because you don't have to worry about your daughter anymore because now she's my responsibility. That's basically what that is. Exactly. So now I'm your new daddy. You just getting dick.
Her husband. You're not her daddy. You're
if
her
I'm,
husband.
If I'm consuming all the responsibilities of her father.
Listen to Jamal's future wife. He is not your daddy. He is not your daddy. Now, if he got you in a compromising position or something, then okay. But he is not your daddy. Your daddy is your father.
No, I'm the new daddy. So which means the way you talk to your daddy, the way you act towards your daddy, the way you respect your daddy is the same respect that I am entitled to get. Okay? Because he handed you over to me. When he walk you down that aisle and say, there you go, that means he broke the chain and now she's chained to me. So I have all his responsibilities on top of the fact that I'm pleasing her sexually. Oh man, I'm the God. I'm way better than your daddy. You can't get none from your daddy. But now the reason why I said that when I talked about what you changed, right? Because I want to talk about this situation I had a few years ago, right? With this girl, we was dealing back and forth here and there and all this shit, right? And I never really took her serious because I didn't know who she was. You know, I didn't trust her. You know, every girl act like they good girls and shit like that. So I studied her for a little bit and I watched how she move and shit. Her daddy's a preacher and shit like that, right? And she turned out to be a solid chick, you know? It was like pretty much a good situation for me. She liked girls, all that kind of shit, right? But I was dating for the person that I'm gonna be instead of who I'm gonna be now. So, you know, you
were dating for the person you was and not for what
No, I was dating for the person that I want to be.
Oh, okay.
And I saw that she could possibly be a good person in my future, right? Okay. But she was a little overweight. Right? Okay. And I told her, I said, yeah, I want to be with you and I want to try this, but I'm going to need you to get on a diet. Right? And when I told her that, she actually went to the store the next day and started buying fruits and vegetables and shit. I'm like, okay, she listens. This is another plus. I like this shit. But I think after like 2 weeks or something, that shit fell off and then she started looking at me like I was a goddamn fool. This motherfucker told me I can't believe I was really finna lose weight for you. And I'm thinking like,
But see, that's all I'm saying. When somebody does something and you want them to do it just specifically for you, and they're not doing it for themselves, that don't last.
right,
If
I
she
get
like
it,
what
but she didn't understand.
If
She thought
like what she looked like.
no, but she thought that I was trying to belittle her where she was at, saying she was too fat for me to be with her right now.
Yeah, that's how she would have taken
right,
that.
she took it like that, but that wasn't it because she's not fat. She actually got a nice shape. She just probably about 30 pounds overweight, 30, 40. She's not bad.
So
right?
what you?
But my thing was not the weight. It was not the weight. My thing was the person that I marry has to have some type of discipline with food and being in the gym because you are the nurturer and you got to feed me so I won't die. And if your motherfucking ass eating cheeseburgers and beefs and shit, you gonna kill me.
Right.
So I need to know, can you get on the regimen? It wasn't about her. It was about both of us. And she didn't understand it. It's like, baby, if I'm gonna be, I'm only trying to get married one time. And if you're gonna be my wife, no, when I told her, she took it in and she went to the store and shit. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, she get it, and I didn't think that she would take it the way she took it until I guess after it settled in a week or two later. I can't believe you act like I don't look like shit. I'm like, no, baby, it ain't that. It's when we get older, you got to be cooking vegetables and shit. We can't order Uber Eats and Wingstop and all this shit, and I'm 65 motherfucking years old. You need to adopt, and then on top of that, she's 30, I think she may be 33 or 34 or some shit like that. As you get older, you're gonna start gaining more weight anyway, naturally, because you're a woman. If you don't get on some type of regimen. So who knows what the fuck you gonna look like 20 years from now. And you ain't trying to do shit. So I'm like, man, she took it the wrong way, and I was so disappointed because she was a good candidate, and she was just too big for me. Amazing.
But you were not pleased with what she looked like, so she was finna lose weight for you, and she might think she looks okay.
No, see, my thing was this, right? Where
so
she at right now is the body that she has now would be fine for a woman in her 50s and 60s. So I wanted her to lose weight, so when she gain it back, she'll look like she look now. If she stay she look now, it's gonna be over with.
You went about that the wrong way.
Damn.
Because if you wanted to be with her and she's fine right now, you could have gotten with her and then introduced her to the lifestyle change that you wanted. Then she probably would have been a little more willing to follow.
I'm too motherfucking old to negotiate. Either you gonna do this shit or you ain't. Because I could just find a girl that work out. You were fine
with what she looks like right now, but just because you work out don't mean you healthy.
Right, I get that point, but at least look like it. At least die skinny.
Skinny ain't the thing though. People who want to be skinny.
I mean slim.
Healthy. Who wants to be slim? That don't mean you healthy. It's a lot of skinny motherfuckers out here with diabetes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
high
it's
blood
more
pressure,
that's
hypertension.
It's always exceptions to the rule, but it's way more overweight people with diabetes.
First of all, I don't like that. That's shallow. You're being shallow.
How am I being shallow?
Because you're confining this one little situation. Like this was a deal breaker for you. You approached the situation wrong with the young lady. First of all,
I sat her down and communicated.
Hold
on.
You're perfect, but you're perfect, but I need you to go. I need you to lose some weight.
Obviously,
but she's fine the way she is right now. You're looking into the future, like what? How do you know her genetics would make her gain weight?
First of all, obviously, I said it in a way where it wasn't disrespectful because she went to the goddamn store. If I offended her, she would have never went to the store.
Something offended her because she stopped.
After she sat on it, and I guess maybe she lost interest. I don't know what. I don't know.
But were you doing this with her? This should have been something you were doing with her.
Well, we wasn't messing around. We took a break, and we had messed around in like 8 months or something.
So that was the way for you to get back with her, tell her, so if I can get you in the gym.
Yeah.
Why you just didn't tell her, come on, go to the gym with me?
Because she stay on the south side. We two different sides of town. So she work, I work. Our schedules ain't the same. But thing about it is, like I say, I communicated that to her, and it seemed like she took it well, and I was happy with it. Because it showed me two things. One, she can listen, and two, she can follow my lead. And I liked it then.
Y'all like puppies. Y'all
I don't like no puppy. We want a woman we want a woman that obeys.
She gotta listen. She gotta obey.
Yeah, we like a woman that just take the leadership, man.
She can't have her own man. She gotta just let you be a grown woman, but just let you tell her everything with no input.
Right. So the thing about it is I find it very funny that me trying to keep her healthy is a fucking bad thing. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not. Don't put no words in my mouth.
That's what you just said. You said me not taking her as she is. So basically, you telling me.
What's wrong? You just told me she was perfect the way she is right now. No, she wasn't
perfect. I said she would be okay at 50. If she had the body
she had
at 50,
she is right now is fine.
If she was like that at 50 years old, she would be decent.
But she in her 30s. Why are you worried about when she in her 50s? How do you know? How do you know? Because you had too many years if she was perfect, you had too many years to introduce her to a lifestyle. Once y'all got together, since you liked her so much, once y'all got together, she would have seen how you wanted to live and would have had to conform to that. Some stuff don't need to be voiced because it will come across wrong. Sometimes you just introduce a person to something and they'll take it better. But you telling me like I need you to lose weight so you'll look better 20 years from now. Nigga, fuck you.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And it's cool she said that because I could just go to the gym and get a girl that work out anyway.
Well,
and I don't have to tell her that shit.
That don't mean in 5-10 years she won't fall off and need to go back too.
I mean, there's no guarantees with nothing, but I'm at the age now where I'm looking for what the fuck I want. I ain't trying to build a bear. Now I could deal with a few things, but certain shit I'm not willing to be in though.
You want a puppy? You want to?
I don't want no puppy. I want a lady.
To make a mouth move.
I just want a lady. A lady is a nurturer. She's supposed to be eating good and practicing those type of nutritional things. That's the nature of a woman.
And most women, as they get older, and they see themselves kind of falling off and falling apart because of menopause and things like that, they do subtle things. Some of them go hard because they can, but some of them have issues where they can't go as hard, but they do the best taking care of themselves. Like I don't see women that just let themselves go. I don't have friends that just let themselves go. I have my friends are I see them taking care of themselves. They look good. We even, share recipes and all that type of stuff. So we have conversations about, healthy eating and all that type of stuff. Because that's what you have to do as you get older. Especially once you start going to the doctor. You do. A perimenopausal woman, her body is changing. So she's not going to be the same person. You getting acne now that you never had before. Some people getting freckles. Your body is reacting to you like you don't know. Y'all don't see that type of stuff. So to hear a man come and tell you what you need to do when you're already probably working on something for yourself, because you are your first critic. Because you wake up with you every day.
Well, she just went and got her body done. Okay, so... She said, fuck that eating good. I'm going to just chop this shit off.
I don't see anything wrong with the ladies getting their body done. I don't see anything wrong with it. It is a lot of them use it as a stepping stone to before they get into the gym. So if you are a woman that, has gotten your body done and maintained yourself, and hey, kudos to you.
Okay, so.
Because the gym life is a hard life depending on, the decisions you done made in life. It absolutely does. And if you can't
discipline for your goddamn self, how can you do it for me? Right. So with the body done shit, the only women I approve of getting their body done is two types of women.
What type?
The type with no ass and the type that was born with a fucked up body. Some women have bad body. They just built all fucked up. The women out here that just need to go to the gym, I don't respect it. Because all you got to do is just go to the gym. You got a nice body. You just got a couple of pounds on you. You need to get it off. That's it. That's all.
See,
I hate the girls with the gorilla backs, the little stomachs, and the big hips. Like, baby, your whole top half show it all. Because ain't no way your stomach that damn flat and your shoulders big as mine. Like you're holding A and they walking around like bodybuilders and shit. Like, come on, man. No. Lose that shit.
Yeah. I mean that's a whole nother realm of
if you ain't got no ass, you get you a BBL.
I mean, but if you're cool with not having an ass, you know what I'm saying, you don't.
But see, here's the thing about it with men is this. Obviously, a woman with a big ass ghetto booty gonna get attention. Men just like to have sex with that. You do not need to have a big ass booty to attract a man.
No,
all you have to be is shaped right. That's it. You don't have to. It's plenty of nice looking women, and they be like, I don't really got no booty, and we be like, nah, that motherfucker decent. Shit, it look good to me.
What about the men that like breasts and they don't care about ass? You know what I'm saying? It's different type of men that like different type of things, and at the end of the day, the woman has to be happy with herself.
Big titties and no ass is insane. The letter P is crazy.
Well, I mean, some people that like that.
Yeah, mostly old white men. They the ones like big ass titties and no booty.
You gotta stop thinking out of the shallow box, because it's different people. It's different men like different things.
All men like ass. That's universal. But some men, venture out and do, other things. Like the ass ain't the end all be all.
You act like it is.
No, it ain't. But at the end of the day,
you act like it is though.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like this: if a man came up on two women and he had a choice to pick one with ass and one with big titties, he gonna pick the ass. He might like the one with the titties, but he got a choice to get one with ass. The ass is always gonna win.
He ain't gonna care about nothing else but the ass.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Lord, please let those type of men pass me by.
Amazing.
Amen.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah, because I like everybody is physically going to change. I don't look the same like in my 20s as I 30s as I do now. So I wouldn't want nobody to think that what I'm comfortable with they not comfortable with. Move around.
I want to ask you that we had a conversation about I was on I think I was on my boy JB panel. We was talking about the difference between like being single mothers, as far as like a woman who has different baby daddies versus a woman who has one baby daddy, right? And they was trying to make a difference when it comes to the dating field. And they try to make it seem like a woman that has, just say, okay, 3 kids by 3 men or 2 men or whatever, and then you have a woman with 3 kids by 1 man. They try to make it seem like the woman who has the kids by 1 man did a better job than the woman that had multiple baby daddies, right? But what they don't understand is they both are looked at the same in the dating market, because all a man know is kids. He don't give a fuck how many, like men throw it out, oh, how many baby daddies? Oh no, I can't deal with that. But if you met a woman that had 1 baby daddy, you would still treat her the same as with them 3 goddamn kids. Because 3 kids, 3 kids. It really don't matter where the fuck they come from.
Okay, so that argument is that argument to me, trying to shame women for, and I look at it like they're trying to shame women for not sticking in a relationship with 1 man, or just having 1 child because her relationship with this man didn't work. I am a woman who believes in, if you do not feel like you're being treated properly, if something, move around. I'm a choose me chick. So I'm choose me. So I think it's really unfair for men to try to put a stigma over a woman that has 3 children by 3 different men. That don't mean that, or 2 different men. Maybe that relationship lasted that long and the baby came out of that situation. And she had to go because the relationship was over with. You get with the next man, so I can't have no baby, or what, because I already got a baby, you know what I'm saying? No, you can have a baby with this person and have a whole relationship with them, and it just don't work.
Right, but the reason why I say that. But
then you also has the woman that has the 3 children with the 1 man, that all of her situations are just with this 1 man. She hung in there with this 1 man. It is women that will not hang in there with 1 man and allow you to keep on, impregnating me and doing me however you do me to make me want to not be in this relationship. So the where the kids came from is a stupid argument to me, because it really doesn't matter, because it's all in the relationships that she had with that person or each individual. So that shouldn't matter. If you're gonna be with her, be with her.
Well, I mean, the reason why I say they both in the same market is because of this, right? They encourage women to get married young, which is it's kind of fucking confusing, and I'm gonna just break it down, right? They encourage women to get married young, have kids young, have a family young, but they also encourage young men to stay focused and get to their fucking promised land and then choose a woman. So right then and there, if a woman chooses to be get married young to a man that ain't found himself yet, and she's sticking with him, and he finds himself, they have all these kids together, he finds himself, and he say, well, you know what, bitch, I can get different hoes now. I can get better women. I'm on my feet now. He get the fuck up out of there. And he leaves his situation, and now she's got 3 kids by her ex-husband. She done everything right.
And hopefully she will find a man that won't be like, and bitch, I'm out of here.
But what I'm saying is, here's the thing. I understand men, and I know trying to marry a young man is almost impossible to find a man that ain't gonna never cheat on you, because he ain't got that much experience because he's fucking young. You see what I'm saying? So men have to go through certain things before they get to the point of I'm ready to be faithful. So in that is like you're setting the woman up to be stressed the fuck out, because you're telling her to marry this man young, have kids by him young, go through all this, because he gonna fuck some hoes. So you got to go through all this shit and stick with him, and then still at the end of the rope hope he don't leave your ass.
Ladies,
when he get on his feet.
You don't have to.
Right. But what I'm saying is this. Now she done everything right. She got married. She stayed faithful, or whatever you want. You know, she was the wife, had the man kids, one baby daddy, all that. And now 30 years, she's 30, 31, and she's got these 3 young babies, and now she's single, right? But then you have another woman who maybe had 2 or 3 baby daddies in her 20s, and now she's 30, 31 with 3 kids with 3 different men. They try to make it seem like the one that did the marriage is a better person because she had all her kids by one person.
And maybe that's because...
But hold on. In the dating market, that's why I said if I'm a man and I meet both these women, I don't give a damn about your 3 baby daddies and your 1 baby daddy. Yeah, it seems better because you got 1 baby daddy, but both of you motherfuckers still got 3 kids. Yeah. So that's the main focus.
You probably looking at it from a sense of like how many men that she has to interact with when it comes to these kids. You know what I'm saying? Because it probably will be easier to, they going with their daddy, as opposed to, oh, this one going with their daddy, but these 2, staying at home, or whatever the case is. So that may be a dynamic in there that would come to pass. But I don't really think it matters. She's a single mother, with 3 children. Regardless of how they got here, either you gonna roll with her or not.
But the good situation, one thing I can say is this, right? And I know the men probably kill me for this, but so I think, because I tried to date a woman, seriously with kids in 2 different situations, and I think personally that when the woman has a baby daddy or baby daddies that's good fathers, it looks good on the woman that she was able to at least have children by men who are responsible. You know what I'm saying? Because when you got a child, when you deal with a woman who has kids and the baby daddy ain't shit, you got to go through too much unnecessary stress because she's stressed out. She mad because she need a break. I've been a single parent. I know how hard that shit is.
You taking on a whole
and it's like, now you got all these children. She feed them, clothe them, take them to school, pick them up, got to work, got to cook, got to clean, got to pay all the bills. She got to do all this shit. And now she wants to have a weekend to just decompress But now this hoe ass nigga mad because she found a nigga that looked better than him or got something better than him, and now he don't want to keep the kids no more. So now she stuck mad because she can't get her no dick. He can't get no ass because this goof ass nigga tripping. And so I think the dynamic is better when, like for me, I'm a good baby daddy. I come get my baby. So I let my baby mama have enough time to get pregnant again. Goddamn it. Her and whoever she with ain't got to worry about my baby being in their business. Because I'm coming to get my child. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm going to get my child. I don't give a fuck what time of night it is, where they at, what day I'm coming.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you will have a relationship with your baby so that. But the issue, it seems with dating women with children is the expectation. You know, a lot of times, you know, women just want to, you know, they do want to just decompress. They just want to get away. The hustle and the bustle of the day, or, you know, whatever the case is. With small children, you do have to have somebody, you know, you have to have a support team. You know, you have to have a support team. But also in the dating world, you have to be realistic. You don't want to, you know, make it seem like all your time is spent trying to chase a relationship, because you are raising children. You know, your priorities are different. So the man that seeks, you know, a woman that has children has to be understanding. You know, nobody wants to hear about, oh, you got kids with a fucked up ass nigga all the time. She know that. You know what I'm saying? She deal with it. You know, it's almost like the men want you to be peace for them, but when you need the peace, you don't get that. You get the, you know, the whole expectation of, oh, how you fucked up. You know, I'm gonna tell you how you fucked up, but I expect you to be, you know, this flawless person, and she can't be. A lot of single mothers don't have the time to themselves. They don't have you know, that time to glam, or, you know, all the time. Sometimes you're gonna see them looking rough. No, I missed the gym this week. You know what I'm saying? Or I couldn't cook. I had to stop at the restaurant. Like, the real life, you know, happens every day. But when you're dating, then you have this expectation from this man that you have to be this perfect person, and if you know, fall off from that, then you have to hear about that. That's why a lot of women don't want to date.
No, that's why men don't want to date, because y'all come with too much goddamn baggage and want us to pick up the broken pieces. Too,
though. But listen, that's what life is all about. We all, at a certain point in life, you're going to have baggage. You just got to find somebody that helps you unpack it.
I just think a woman with kids can't be mad about going 50-50, because you bringing a whole family with you, and you ain't gonna help me pay none of this shit. You want me to be the stepdaddy to all these kids, and you ain't gonna pay for shit. Really?
In that situation, it's okay to be 50-50?
Hell, fuck yeah. You better pay half these motherfucking bills. The house is full of your shit,
so then
not mine.
She can be your partner then?
Hell yeah. She gonna be my motherfucking partner. She gonna be my partner.
You are full of
man,
shit.
If I took a woman serious with kids and we all in one household, you think I'm finna pay for all them extra bedrooms? They got their own motherfucking daddy. He better come over here with his 200 per kid. For every motherfucking room in this house. Somebody gotta pay for them. Them not my kids.
But you're taking on a life with this woman.
No,
so you're taking on a life with her and her children.
Yes, and she has to pull her own weight.
How you think you're gonna date a...
The only family I'm providing for is the family I make. If you're my woman and you have my child, I'm paying all the bills, because that's my family. Those kids outside of me is not my family. That's your family. Okay, I fuck with you. I don't fuck with them. They got their own daddy.
So you think it's okay for you to fuck with a woman with kids, but you don't fuck with her kids?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is she needs to be responsible for them. Now, I'll do what I can, but you need to be responsible for your shit. That's not my shit. Guess what? If I was messing with a woman with one bedroom, with one woman, no kids, that's a 1-bedroom crib, I covered it, no problem. You come in with one child, now we need 2 bedrooms. So now, okay, that's cool. But now you got 2-3 of them motherfuckers. All 3 of them can't sleep in one room. So you think that I'm finna take the role of they daddy while this motherfucker over there living grand? You think I'm finna take care of his fucking responsibility? Hell the fuck no.
But it becomes
Absolutely
your
not.
responsibility once you marry her and she has children. You should love her children like they're yours.
Let me ask you this, right? They daddy gonna always be their daddy, right? No matter what I do, right?
I mean, yeah.
Right, so take care of your motherfucking kids. Because if I slap one of them little motherfuckers, you gonna come over here talking crazy.
Why would you be slapping on her kids?
No, I'm saying if here's the thing. If I'm in the household, I'm the head of the household, and they do some shit I don't like, and I put their ass in their place, and they say, you ain't my motherfucking daddy, don't tell me what to do. Now all y'all gotta get the fuck out. You right, I ain't your daddy. Take your ass back to your daddy.
Jamal, shut the hell up.
You absolutely right.
Come on now.
I'm not your daddy. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not your daddy. So take your ass back to your daddy and you let him drop your ass off at school. You let him pay for your extra bedrooms because I was fine before I met your mama. I didn't need your mama half on the rent. I chose to be a part of this shit. And this is the motherfucking thanks I get. Man, fuck them kids. You crazy as hell. Man, look. Hell no. It's always gonna be when you raise somebody else's kids, it's always gonna be the fact that he's not my daddy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's a lot of people who are raised by their step parents and they love and their parents still alive.
Yeah,
but
they already that generation of men
but
gone.
But if you have
already.
Women, you have no.
These new motherfucking kids, these motherfuckers that's 5, 6, and 7 right now.
I don't know
fuck
nothing
no.
about it because I don't have no small kids like
these
that.
little bitty motherfuckers right now, they jazzy, especially if they mama got a jazzy ass mouth.
I mean,
you ain't my daddy. Okay, I bet your ass don't get no McDonald's nuggets today, motherfucker. Wait till your mama get home.
Maybe you should date women that don't have little kids.
No,
I'm not
my thing is this.
I'm
saying
maybe
this.
That's the case because that is crazy to think that you would date a woman and not want to be bothered with her children.
No, I'm not saying want to be bothered. I'm not taking care of them.
It's not
I'm
even
not taking
taking care of them. But if you and her have a life together and she has children, you got kids, your kids can come over too.
Yeah, but she ain't got to pay for them. They live with their mamas.
You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay for her kids either.
I do if I'm paying all the motherfucking bills. I absolutely am.
But you're gonna pay the bills regardless, right?
For a 1-bedroom. I stay by myself.
You're not gonna stay in just a 1-bedroom.
Well, I got a 2-bedroom townhouse, right? So I'm cool with that. I pay all the bills. I'm happy. I ain't got no motherfucker running up and down my stairs. I ain't got to take nobody to school. I ain't got to go to no doctor's appointments. You know, there's a lot of shit that come with dealing with a woman with kids because they in your household and you gonna have to, when they get sick in the middle of the night, you got to be daddy and drive everybody to the hospital and sit there and sit in the hospital room. When shit happen, they hurt themselves. As they growing up and going about the birds and the bees and all that shit.
And just to think the lady would lay next to you and think that and know that you didn't want to be bothered with her children.
Well, I'll explain that before we get serious.
A man that don't really want to be bothered with her children because they're not his. Like I wouldn't like.
Well, that's why I would date a woman.
The conversation.
That's why I would date a woman who has children by a man who's a good man, because if he's a good man, he is gonna consume the responsibilities of taking care of his kids, so I don't have to do that.
But they're still gonna live in the house with their mother.
Right, and see, that's what shit get tricky because mama got to pay half these bills.
Okay.
Cause it's 4 of y'all, it's only one of me. I can take my half. I'll cover my own ass. You know, I'll buy groceries and shit. You know, but these bills we got.
Stay dating.
We got to work that shit out, baby. Cause
you should just stay dating.
This ain't my family.
I don't know if that's.
My thing is this.
That's traumatizing.
No, it's not, because if I pay the bills, that means it's my house, it's my rules. And if y'all don't want to, live by my rules.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing. As a single mother, you want what's best for your children all the time. You know, you want someone who your children can look up to. You don't want somebody chastising or abusing your child with the way that they think is okay, especially if you're raising your children a certain kind of way. Those are conversations that will have to be had, as when it pertains to discipline and things like that, those are conversations you would have to have. But just having a genuine love for my kid, I couldn't fool with a man that didn't just have a, especially if we lived in the same house, you would have to have some type of genuine love for my child, because I would not want to be in a situation where my child could turn around and say to me, because my kids are forever with me. A man will leave. So, but I don't ever want my children to look up and say, "Mama, you chose that man, and he didn't even like us."
It's not the point. It's not the point that I don't like the kids. I just don't want to be another man's kid's father.
You was with this man. And he made food for himself and didn't feed us.
I don't mean no shit like that. No, hell no,
that type of situation.
No, I don't mean like that. My thing is this. It's like this.
To me, what would be most important to me is how my children view me, especially once they're adults. That's what would be most important to me. So I wouldn't be in a situation with a man who felt like there was a need for him to treat my kid any different than he would treat his own.
I wouldn't treat them any different. What I'm saying is,
daddy was in their life or not.
It's not about treating them different, because obviously if we live together, I'm going to bring food home for everybody. I'm going to do what I need to do. But what I'm saying is the daddying, I'm not trying to do all that shit, because I got my own kids. And if me mentally won't let me feel right sitting there spending time with your motherfucking kids, and I got my own kids, I should be spending time with my kids.
So why you couldn't spend time with your kids?
I would. That's why I ain't spending time with theirs.
So why wouldn't you, if you have a blend, why wouldn't you blend your household?
I never done that before. So it's something new for me. So I don't know how I would feel about that shit. Honestly, I don't know how I would feel.
So you wouldn't want your kids to meet the woman that you just decided to be with?
Yeah, I would, but I don't know how comfortable I would be with that situation, because I ain't never done it before. So I don't know. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's awkward for me trying to play daddy to somebody else.
So you're looking for a woman that has no children?
Grown and gone, at least.
Oh, okay.
Grown and gone, at least. Goddamn it. Once they grown and gone, you back fresh. You ain't got no more kids.
Oh.
I ain't got to play daddy to them 20-year-old motherfuckers. 18, 19, they on their way out the door. So it's just me and mama. We finna vacate. But them young motherfuckers, man, I don't know, man. I just don't know how I feel about that, man. I don't know how I feel.
Yeah, I don't like your stance on that. So I don't know.
Well, of course you wouldn't, shit. But I'm telling you how men feel. It's because we invest a lot into that, and just say we raise them. Now, don't get me wrong. I know tons. I ain't gonna say tons, but I know a nice amount of people who were raised by step parents. They love them. They did a good job with them. Kudos to them. But I also know a lot of situations where the men raised the kid got older, got flipped at the mouth, all this "you ain't my daddy" shit. And then as a man, you think about all this shit you dealt with, all them 17, 18 years worth of shit that you dealt with, and now you gonna grow up and tell me I ain't your motherfucking daddy? That's a dagger. And I saw it with my own eyes. One of my homies got done like that. And that shit scarred me from even trying. That's why I never done it.
But that's his situation. That ain't your situation.
No, absolutely. But goddamn, man, if you don't learn from experience, if you don't learn from what you see in front of you, what do you learn from?
Yeah, but that don't mean that would be your experience. Something happened with them that made that,
Nothing happened. He grew up and he became an asshole.
Yes, but something happened. Kids don't just turn into assholes overnight. They, that's something brewing on the inside, and it comes out. And
then it's the discipline part about the like, can I discipline your kids like they mine?
See, yeah, and then how do you discipline yours? So
I whoop their ass. I'm a country nigga. I'm whooping ass.
Yeah, see, and that would probably be me. Like you couldn't hit my kid.
Right. So why the fuck I'm gonna take care of them? You answered my point.
Yeah,
point made.
You're not gonna hit my kid, because I don't think you would be disciplining them from a space of love. Like, I discipline my kids from a space of love and redirection. So my kids didn't get a bunch of whoopings and stuff.
Right, but see when you,
I pretty much had good kids. I didn't have to hit on them, and they were not disobedient or anything like that, because I talked to my kids a lot, like, and I understood, like, I raised three children, three different personalities. So each one of them, I would have conversations, with them, about what they liked, they didn't like. One got more disciplined than the others, you know what I'm saying, because he was different, but for the most part I didn't have to discipline my kids a whole lot. And I would have a problem if a man came into my house and thought he'd had to redirect. I've done a good job with my children. So now, just because you hit your kids in the head and all that, you ain't finna come up in here and be hitting on my kid and stuff like that. Because I wouldn't think it would be necessary. Because a lot of whoopings, are unnecessary, and that's, to me, it don't teach a kid nothing. Just
it teaches a kid a lot. It teaches you if you stick your hand in a fire, you're going to get burned.
Yeah,
that's
if
what
they
it
stick
teaches.
their hand in a fire.
I don't recommend, like,
I believe in
daughters
discipline.
are different. When a man
I don't think it's
a lot of women,
so.
From my experience, a lot of women have more issues with their daughter than son, and men with their sons, because men understand that the world is not gonna coddle you, and so as a man, you got to understand that certain mistakes that you make can cost you the rest of your fucking life. Absolutely. And so these are the rules that I was raised up on. Like, if you do it again, I'm gonna whoop your ass. I didn't get no ass whooping on the first time. I got an ass whooping when I didn't listen. Yeah. So that's letting me know, okay, so if you go out and do some dumb shit and you get away with it, in people's mind, they think they done figured it out. Mm-hmm. Like, when they get away with some shit, oh, I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And then when you get your ass caught, it's like, damn, now I got to do years in jail because I thought I knew what the fuck I was doing. And so as a man, we have to show our sons that certain things you just can't do. Sometimes you don't get a second chance.
So let me ask you this. If you dated a woman and she had a teenage kid, maybe 17, on the way out, and he had issues with going back and forth to jail or whatever the case is, is that something that would be a deal breaker for you?
I'm not fucking with no girl with no jailbait ass son. You can take that tough little motherfucker on and find him a gang chief daddy. I'm not fucking with you. I ain't got nothing to say to that nigga, because I'm gonna been and whooped his motherfucking ass. I'm not saying nothing. I don't want to deal with no. And it's crazy you say that, right?
What if he's just a misguided kid that needs a little
at 17,
direction?
He gone. It's too late.
It ain't never too late.
Shit. It's a female, and it's funny you say there was a female that I'm Facebook friends with, that real nice looking, right? I got in her inbox, we was talking back and forth and shit, and then like 2 weeks later, her son just had got out of jail. Look, right now, her son just got out of jail, and I'm like, damn, this bitch got a jailbait ass son. I'm like, and I started rethinking this shit, right? A week after that, this motherfucker went to the club and shot a motherfucker at the club. And went back to jail. I said, oh yeah, baby, I'm cool. I don't want nothing to do with you or that nigga. I'm cool. I don't want nothing to do with no tough ass little YN ass nigga, because I used to be one of them motherfuckers. And even though I'm 45, I still got them same principles, and I will fuck one of these little niggas up. So I just stay away from him, because it's gonna wind up, he gonna get a gun, I'm gonna get one.
I really be feeling bad for women who have no control of their children, girl or boys, because these little girls be rough too. I really feel but one thing I can honestly say, you have to discipline. You have to discipline your children out of respect. And they have to respect you, and you have to respectfully be able to redirect them. Just beating on kids, it's a lot of kids that are products of their mother's trauma, their daddy's trauma.
Yeah, but that's why I say you get your ass whooping when you fuck up twice, because if you do it one time, obviously that's a mistake you didn't know, because that's your first mistake. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So I sit them down. Hey, look, don't do this. This how you do that. You know, handle it like this. The second time you do it now, it's like you playing with me. Cause I told your little goofy ass what it was, and now you steady playing with me. So I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. And those was the rules that I was raised up under. And I think now that I think about it, I think that's probably why my mama didn't mind me staying with my grandma when she was trying to date. Goddamn.
She was sick of you.
Yeah, she didn't want my crazy ass around her new boyfriends. I probably would have ran every motherfucker around her way. You like, no, I don't. You can meet Jarrell. I don't want you to meet Jamal because that motherfucker.
That's terrible.
Jamal ass is crazy. I ain't like that little motherfucker no way. I ain't like no motherfucker that dated my mama. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, you ain't supposed to.
And that's how I felt, and that's why it was scared. That's one of the reasons why it scarred me from dating women with sons. Cause don't no boy want to see no nigga fucking his mama. They just don't. I don't give a fuck how you look at it. Don't nobody. They accept it. If mama happy, okay. Long as mama happy, I'm cool. But in the back of their mind, you looking at a nigga, you fucking my mama, huh? And you ain't my daddy. I don't fuck with you. Now if he a good dude, you know, cause a lot of sons that don't got daddies, they look for their father figure. So some kids might open up if he a cool dude. At some point he'll open up. You know what I'm saying? But there still ain't no guarantee that he gonna respect you. He just
son?
Yeah, he just respect you because his mama is happy. But once y'all break up, he not finna be like, oh, what up, step pops? He gonna be like, man, fuck that
you
nigga.
know, if you build a bond with the kid, then that's different. If you build a bond with, if the man builds a bond with him, yeah, he's going to. He may have his own father, but you know he'll have a respect for him. You know, as a man.
It could be, but it definitely won't happen if she got a YN. If her son a YN, that nigga, man, hell no.
I hate the whole YN thing. I hate that. But these kids have, you know, they brought that to life.
Well, I mean, it's always been.
It's a situation that it does affect the dating world.
Hell yeah. Your kids definitely, and that's one thing I'll be trying to tell women, like, your kids dictate the type of man you can get to, because niggas don't want to go through that shit.
Lady that has she has issues, a lot of issues with her son, and I feel so bad for her, you know, because he appears to be a really good kid. But I know what you're doing. So to the outside world, you know, they looking like he ain't that bad, but he's really a terror, you know. Right. And a lot of that stuff you deal with, especially as a single mother, you deal with it in silence because you just don't want to hear the judging, because people like to blame you for the things that your kids do. You know, a lot of people ain't raised their kids to be, you know, out here shooting guns and, you know, doing all this robbing people and breaking in cars and, you know, all this carjacking. These parents be working, you know, and they kids out here in the streets. But it's their fault though, because a lot of most parents will never teach their kids to be a piece of shit. Okay. Yeah, they won't.
But what happens is the environment that you let them grow up in molds them, because you as a parent work. You got to pay bills. Mm-hmm. So those 30 minutes, an hour, maybe 2 hours of lecturing you give them once a week or some shit ain't gonna outweigh all the influence they getting from where they at. And so if you are a single mother and you in the hood, and you raising your son to be a stand-up gentleman, but everybody on the block is selling drugs, eventually he gonna come off the block and he gonna become one of them. I've seen it plenty of times. I have a lot of friends who son they raised sweet, quiet little boy, to the fact that I thought he was gonna be gay. Motherfucker got 12, 13. Motherfucker got tattoos all on their neck, face. They done turned into a completely different motherfucker within 8 months. And then I see him, I be like, this ain't never the little boy that's him? How the fuck that happened that fast?
I mean, you can't, it's easy to lose control quick.
And that's why we need men in their lives. And the only man that I think that will respect, like if a woman had a YN son, the only motherfucker that he will respect is a street nigga. If her mama get a street nigga that's important and he got some juice, he'll be cool with him. But if her mama get her
or a man that just stand on business.
No, hell no.
Yeah,
not no YN. Hell no.
Yeah, because it's a lot of men out here that work a job and everything, and they still get with one of them little YN nasty. They will get with.
No, I'm not saying that they won't fuck them up. Those are so the men you talking about are retired street niggas.
Yeah, maybe
so they steal from the street and like that's sort of like me.
Needs somebody with
I'm
the
not a street nigga no more,
right,
but I still fuck your kid up.
She needs somebody with the street mentality that can understand that kid and explain to him, listen here, you going the wrong way. You know, you doing this wrong. This ain't what you want. You know, like they need a lot of these boys see their mother struggle and hate their mother for it. You know. They don't realize that's what they doing, but that's what they do. Your mom out here working hard, trying to get you, you know, the nice things and keep a roof over your head and, you know, things like that. They wind up kind of being angry at their moms.
I mean, I can agree with that.
Decisions that she had to make just for them to, you know, to be wherever they are. Then they choose to go out. I blame the block boys. If you know, you see a single mother and she out here, you know, she don't want her kid in the streets and stuff like that. If he come to you on that street corner, wherever y'all hang out, you send him back in the house. You can't be out here. Because I know your mama don't want them out here.
Early 90s.
Yeah, because that's how it was. Right now, everybody's scared to say something to a YN.
Even if they allowed us to sell drugs when I was younger, we had to go to school first. It wasn't no ditching no school to come on no block. You had to go to school, and whatever time you had after school, then you can come hustle. Out there.
These motherfuckers they'll let you hustle for a little while or whatever the case is. Because I mean, that just was the lifestyle. But
even certain people, like say, like if you was a basketball player and you wanted to be in the street, motherfucker like, man, you a hooper, bro. This life ain't for you, bro. This ain't for you, bro. You don't want no parts of this shit, bro. No. It's ugly out. You ain't ready for this shit.
And they did that, and they took care of them.
Yeah.
And they bought them the gym shoes and the shorts and all that just so they wouldn't be out there.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of basketball players that can tell you them street niggas is the way, you know, they made it. And once they make it, they take care of them. But that's how the circle, you know, the cycle should have been. Like it's and sad to say in our community, you know, that drugs had taken over and, you know, it had gotten so bad. But a lot of people, when they saw that they mother was strung out on drugs and stuff like that, it was the niggas on the block that made sure the kids had school supplies. Christmas time, they made sure, you know, them kids were straight because they knew their mamas was out there. And now you selling that, the mama giving the money to you because she banned, you know, the drugs from you. But they were the you know, people in the neighborhoods taking care of the children that were less fortunate in the neighborhood.
And keep them out of the way.
Yeah, and just keep them out the way. And we don't have that because drugs ain't going nowhere, nothing like that. But we just really do not have it like that. These kids are being raised by their elderly grandparents who can't watch them. Then they go to school and meet kids just like them who can sneak out the house and, you know, all that type of stuff and, you know, be gone and ain't nobody looking for them and stuff like that.
I think that
it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I think that I think a lot of parents, older parents, are a little bit old fashioned, right? Because they go with the narrative that, oh yeah, we live in the hood. But you don't have to be a part of that. Just walk past them. They still in fairy tale land. Like, we live in the hood, but I'm going to be the nerd guy. My son going to be the one that just walk past everything. Don't talk to nobody. Hell no. The social media that got kids want to be a part of shit now. They don't want to be.
Social media is what's wrong with the world. Even with adults. I hate to look on social media and see. You seen that guy and his girl. He killed his wife. Did you see that? They were arguing on
the one that supposed to have herpes or something. That dude.
Yeah,
he was a real black dude.
Yeah. But like, I watched a little bit of that, and it was so triggering because he's talking in the camera, and she, you know, talking in the background. She don't see his face, you know, but. And I guess they had a volatile, you know, relationship anyways, you know what I'm saying? But like, you can see in his face that, you know, something was wrong, and he was really triggered by the things that she was saying.
She gave him herpes. I would be triggered too. You must see the whole video.
Yeah, I didn't. It was just a certain portion but I watched, you know, a portion. I did hear him say something about herpes, but she said she didn't have sex with. They were so country, you know, you couldn't understand. But she was laughing and talking, you know. She was laughing, and they had 2 small children, but she was laughing at the things that he was saying. And that's why I say, like, when you are attached to a toxic relationship, like, it just don't be worth it. It don't be worth it. He killed her, but he told her that he was, you know, and she was laughing, hee ha 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 ha, you know, and steady talking, and he stopped talking. He stopped talking in the video, and then the people on the video was like, "Where he at?" She was like, "He over here. He don't like it when I, you know, start exposing the truth."
I gotta watch the whole thing because I only saw the part about the herpes. I didn't see the.
No, it was a whole lot of them, you know, and I couldn't watch it because to know that she had died behind that was really I was like, man, social media is disgusting, you know. I didn't see people get their head blown off on social media, you know, and it just, man, you see you just see people crash out on that so often. Like, you see people who break up, and now here it is, they on here talking, exposing, you know, the other person, and, you know, all this, and it's entertainment for people. That's one of the reasons why I don't I don't like reality TV, because I don't really believe, you know, that's a real reality for most people, and it is to a certain extent scripted, you know, so it's not real reality TV, but people look to those type of things as the standard. That can't be the standard, you know, for a lot of us, but it also shows us, you know, a lot of things in relationships that, you know, people can and are, you know, faulty and fake and, you know, all that. But a lot of that stuff, it just don't resonate with me well, because it just seems so fake. And then you see adult people crashing out, getting into it on the internet about it.
Yeah, you said about the exposing, right? And I'm glad I remembered this, because I wanted to talk to you about this, because I know you like to argue about politics and shit, right? But Michelle Obama got a podcast now. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about her exposing a lot of shit about Obama now? It seemed like she really didn't want to be with him or something. Like, I
don't get that from her at all.
Well, she says a lot of things like she didn't really want to be with him and all. It seemed like every chance she gets, she got something bad to say about Obama for some reason.
I don't get that from her at all.
I don't. Well,
I've watched her podcast several times.
I've seen a few.
Very uplifting. Now, she did say about the beginning of their relationship. She did explain that, you know, she was working somewhere and she would have been his boss or something like that at the time, and he was asking her out, and she was like, no, you know, because she's thinking. And so that was that part. But I don't see her speaking, you know, ill of him. But,
you know, they were saying some shit talking about their marriage was put together and them ain't really their kids and all this shit. I started looking at them motherfuckers. The girls don't look like them at all.
Yes, they do.
They don't know who they look like. They don't look like Michelle.
Yeah, yes, they do.
They don't look like her to me.
Yes, they do.
Maybe I got to look again when I ain't smoking, because I didn't see it.
Yeah, they do. They look like them. And that's the thing with social media. People will put stuff out there for clickbait, and people will roll with it.
They definitely got me. I started looking like,
you talking about real life people like this. You know, if she watched and listened, you know, and things like that, that would hurt somebody's feelings. You know, people saying like, oh, you wasn't, you know, what they say, she a man, they never seen her pregnant. Well, were you supposed to? Like, she ain't your fucking friend. Why did you have to see her pregnant?
Because she a public figure.
She wasn't then when she was pregnant. She didn't invite you to the baby shower.
Yeah, cameras was out then, though. Ain't nobody taking no pictures.
Yeah, she got pictures. They
got pictures of Obama when he was young and all this shit.
And they got pictures of her when she was young.
It's like that motherfucker disappeared like Jesus and popped up when she was 33.
They have her baby pictures with her and her 2 little ponytails in her head and all that. They have pictures of her pregnant.
They even got pictures of Beyonce pregnant.
Y'all say she wasn't pregnant.
I don't know, man. But I do know
but
them
like
girls look like
social
Jay-Z,
media,
though. I don't see the
social
Obamas.
media, yeah, the Obamas look like the Obamas. But y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop with the feeding the negativity in social media. Some of it is just like I'll get on the internet and speak my piece, but I'm a cusser, so it's hard for me to say stuff and not throw in a few explicit words or whatever. And
Amazing.
I know that people can't gauge your tone, on social media. So that's why a lot of engagement I don't have, because people get on there purposely to try to belittle somebody.
People shouldn't be trolling though.
They do it, but
you don't get clicks
unless
you troll. Like you could tell somebody, like it could be a picture of a female. You could be like, "Oh, beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful." Won't nobody like it. But if you say you big head asshole, it's gonna get 24 comments, 84 likes, because they ain't gonna believe you said that shit. And it was crazy because a female did me like that, and I was trolling, right? Because I got tired of her not responding to my shit. She was a motherfucking She was one of them Instagram vixen broads, right? I used to always comment on her picture, not always, because I'm exaggerating with the always. But when I see her picture, here and there, I put the little hearts on, you know what I'm saying? Or you beautiful or some shit. She ain't never liked my shit, never responded to none of that, right? So one day she posted up, and I just had time for the bullshit. I'm like, yo, long face ass think you pretty. This motherfucker commented, she inboxed me a long ass paragraph. I said, ain't this a bitch? Now you want to respond. So messy shit only the shit that get people attention. And that's why you be seeing me trolling under people's pages. I be always starting shit. Whatever I see, I'll say some crazy shit and that'll bring people to my page.
Really?
Hell yeah, always. Even if I like the shit, I'll say something against it just so people can look at my page.
Oh my Jesus.
King trolling. Well, we had a good conversation today, man. I appreciate you for coming out, man. I really definitely appreciate the one-on-one, man. A lot of people asked for this, so I gave y'all what y'all wanted, man. We're gonna bring Robin back.
But why do y'all think I'm controversial? I don't like that. Like, what's
because they say you be flipped at the mouth.
Yeah, so. I am flipped at the mouth. I'm grown as hell. What is wrong with y'all?
So for all my followers, definitely if you're in Chicago, I'm gonna start back doing lives. We probably gonna be either at the Touch or at the View. But I'll definitely have the information with y'all soon. We definitely coming back with the lives. Man, make sure y'all hit the sub, man. Make sure y'all leave a comment and just click the like button, man. Even if you don't like it, hit the down, click down. Help me get in the algorithm, man, so my video will reach the masses, man. And remember, it don't cost you nothing to push your button. And we will be back with the reaction videos. I'm going to start another channel for my reaction videos because I got a few messages. I definitely got a lot of things going on my podcast. So I make sure y'all tune in. I'm going to definitely start another page and do reactions on my new page. And I'm going to just leave this page strictly for my podcast. But I thank y'all for tuning in, and I thank y'all for y'all support, man. Until next time. Peace.